That's right, my own comics dating back all the way to 1995. The Demento Brothers. Taking inspiration from, I guess you could say, Mario Brothers in the name, Ren and Stimpy in the personalities of the lovable retard and the, well, asshole. Inspiration also came from The Tick, which I believe was new at the time, and I quite enjoyed its satirical take on the superhero genre. What you see here are essentially two series that it spawned. Demento Brothers, which has 3, 4, 5, and ending with Doomsday. Ooh, Doomsday. Which was supposed to be the last. But inspiration kicked in, and the new series that spawned in '96 was Chaos in Atom City, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, also 5, and has, the ending is Future War. Not to be confused with that schlocky film, but I guess just as comparable to it. I'd have my own advertisements and such that were inside. Here's one of my characters back in the day when I was younger, and I'd make my own action figures out of my own tape and construction. As you can see, the drawings are very crude. The first nemesis of the Demento Brothers, Tape Man. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Yes, a mysterious man that fell at a masking tape factory, fell into a vat of masking tape, I guess, and he became the man of tape. Okay. Next in the rogues gallery came Moon Man. You ever hear about the old saying about the man in the moon? Well, here he is. Crazy convict psycho type guy that is half man, half alien because he was injected with an alien serum from the moon. Next came Tine Wine, the ninja. And yes, here's the Demento Brothers being racist. A running gag with Tape Man is that he'd come back with a new name and a new design. Here he's Tape Lord. And it was a special 3D issue. And by 3D, it was these markers that, if you wore glasses, they had a kind of a cheap 3D effect. Moving on, we had the Great Moon Man escape. In issue 2, he went to prison. So, the villain in this one is Overbite, an overstressed out news reporter that got alien armor, and he became Overbite. And needless to say, he busts Moon Man out. As you can see, sometimes I attempted to ink my comics with pen and stuff, and I would give up. So you'll see when I show you these comics, some scenes and things are inked and some aren't. This series capped off with Doomsday. Maybe I had that episode of Power Rangers on the mind when I came up with that. As you can see, I colored this with pencil crayons. And basically, oh look, an advertisement for Godzilla, inspired by the Trendmasters toy lines at the time. This introduces the villain Arachnid, a spider humanoid type alien, where he's wearing a mask. I think maybe that was a bit of Lord Zed influence there. Basically, this was an excuse to kind of do Mortal Kombat type of rip-off. Villains get killed off in the gory ways as I could come up with at the time. New villains are introduced. Smokescreen. He's made of smoke, as you can guess. Dr. Fruitenstein, I really don't know what I was thinking, but he makes mechanical fruit. Yeah. The Demento Brothers have to have evil imposters called the Impostro Brothers. There they are. There's Smokescreen. He's got a hook hand. The Man of Tape comes back, and he's Tape Demon this time. So yeah. And moving on to my second series, Chaos in Atom City. Right off the bat, we see the title of the first issue is called Lawnmower Cap. Oh yeah, I should explain the characters. The Demento Brothers are called Cap and Trick. Demento. Cap because he's got a baseball cap for a mask, and Trickster or Trick because, well, looks like a jester and he's demented. Whatever. But anyway, Lawnmower Cap. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Lawnmower Man, and I was quite obsessed with it at the time. So this whole story revolves around them going to Atom City. It kicks off with, them finding a virtual light computer and it causes, well, them to go into virtual reality. And once they're in there, well, they run into Cyber Job, and he briefly takes over Cap and makes him Cyber Cap. But he is promptly defeated, and our heroes' victory are short-lived as they find out that a lot of their arch nemesis have come back. Dun dun dun. And yeah, there we go, there's Job. I drew Job there because, yeah. And it's still one of my favorite sci-fi, thriller, horror, whatever you want to call it, films. Issue 2, Chaos of Atom City, they're back. Once again, I inked it, and with a blue pen. I don't know what I was thinking, but okay. Yes, here we go. There's Moon Man. Now he's Tape Skull, because that's all that's left of him, and there's the half robot Arachnid. And as you can see, around this time, the drawings were getting a little less totally sketchy, and I was upping my game a little bit. Still, I was making the plots they were just like, comics while I was in class and stuff, so I didn't really think up much plot ahead of time. I was kind of curatory on my way, but not as successfully. This issue is important because I introduced the Demento Brothers' father, Cyber Cap. So basically, he's a more serious version of Cap, and his Cap is cybernetic. Zombie Attack. This is the one that actually introduces the Demento Brothers Task Force. Basically, fanboys of the Demento Brothers. There's 3 of them. Cuckoo Kachu, who thinks in thought bubbles that are always random. Stealth Bomber, Geriatric Springer, but it doesn't look like he's old, so it's a bad pun. Oh, and there's I forget what the chamber's called, but around this time the series kind of evolved into a kind of a Sentai Monster of the Week formula where enemies would come out of this chamber. Moon Man. Next, Zombie Attack. Yes, and introducing the mysterious Cyber Cap. Maybe the only mystery is his character development. That's another thing about Cuckoo Kachu. He had a magic bag. Pretty much anything could come out of it. So this was an excuse to bring some villains that I killed off back, and they're zombies, so they could be killed again. And here's revealed where Moon Man reveals part of his identity to the other villains. And here he is in his tidy whities. Nice. Alright, we're getting ready to kick some ass. Dun, dun, dun. And here are some villains. And they're zombies. And here's the machine making a monster that looks a lot like Ninjor. Another monster that I guess that actually looks a lot like something you'd see in a Sentai. He's a trash can thing. Not so fast. There's an original line. Oh, and there's Cyber Cap. Okay, Tape Skulls at the back. Oh, and there's some interesting stains. These are old. The General fell. Oh, I should explain about this character. At the time, these were more or less my comics, but I had an old school friend that wanted to participate, and he created a character, and you could see it's not my art style. He would draw, whenever I needed this character, he'd draw it. Military Moron and General Maggot, which is his nemesis. Anywho, slash. Oh, and here's one of the villains my friend designed, and his name is Sinestro. Was he aware of Green Lantern? Oh, Lord Rantula, which is, of course, a pun off Tarantula. He's another spider character. Arachnid's master. Taught him everything he knows. Here we go. Escape from Atom City. Issue 5. June 7th, 1996. Here's where they make more planet people, as I called them. So now there's Moon Man. There's also Pluto Man and Saturn Man and Mars Man. And Pluto Man, he could freeze things like Sub-Zero. Saturn Man had the Saturn rings and he could throw them like this. And Mars Man is pretty straightforward. He's a fire guy and he does fire things. Lord Rantula comes, blah blah blah. More about the planet Widow, where they come from. It's Arachnid. And it caps off with them. Whoa, we're going through time. Arachnid. This is the longest issue I made. Okay, see, we have the Rogues Gallery. They're coming through time. Lots of stuff happens. Blood, guts, robots. You see, my art style was really coming into itself around this time. I was putting more care into my drawings. Well, the plot was getting more thought out by this point. I was thinking ahead of time. Actually, the Demento Brothers' father, Cybercap, this was going to spin off into an issue about him. As you can see here, here's some not bad drawings too, considering how long ago it was. Moonman starts mutating more, fights him, slash. The Demento Brothers and all the heroes destroy Tape's skull. Ripoff that is like right off of Sailor Moon, where all their hands join forces, and I won't lie, I was inspired by that scene. But, kablamo! To make a long story short, they get through the time portal before it closes, except for their father and Moonman. Cybercap, and here we go. No! Dun, 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 the end, question mark. And, well, I guess it is, because by that time, I lost interest and I never got around to it, and so it was never finished. Here's some sketches of what was to come. Here's the king. I can't remember if I gave him a name of the planet Widow, because the arachnid characters would be a big part. Here was me doing some more serious designs for Cybercap. Here's the cast. Ooh, it's fancy. Here's my childhood comics. Hope you enjoyed.
Man.